What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Just been busy with work and getting the car fully dialed in. I actually made it to the track here recently, not long ago. Went out to Middle Georgia Motorsports Park. It's a local 8th mile track here. Always really good prep. Went out there. We got the car dynoed. Was having a little bit of issues. After we had turned it up to 18 pounds. And whenever I drove it after, it was having a little bit of like a compensation issue or something on the shifts, and had to kind of tweak a few things. And I had a buddy of mine help me out, figure out the issue. And it was just something simple. It was add a stick shift car, so if I wasn't completely flat lift shifting it, it was trying to add fuel on the shift. So it was like, I'd made a track trip after I had tuned it, tried to go run it, and I was having issues. It was breaking up some on the shift, and I was so frustrated that day. So I made 3 passes. It kept doing it. It would stumble on the shift, and then if I rolled into it, it was fine. And all it was when the Holley was seeing the shift, and that, I guess it was getting like a lean spike because of clutch on off and then full throttle again. It was wanting to add a dump a bunch of fuel to make it back, hit the right air fuel. And it was causing it to bust up, just flooding out basically. And anyways, long story short, that cost me a track day, messing with it, tuning on the street. And I'm still new to this stuff. And finally I had a buddy of mine, Trey. He was at the track whenever I had happened to go, and we were talking, and he went, "Oh man, this is it right here," like real quick. And we put it on, made it stop compensating so much, went out, made a hit, made a good pull, turned it up, finally put it on. It was about 15 pounds. It saw 16 at the very top of the gear. And I'm going to be putting clips in here and kind of talking, I'll talk to y'all after the clips. The first one was the very first pass with the dome control on. So I hadn't had it up. I didn't know what it was going to do. Left it, I think it was $5,000, and the car spun. And then you'll see after everything, kind of made a little progression, but not really. But that's part of test and tune, and a new build is going out and cutting your teeth and seeing how it does. So watch these videos and we'll be back. So you saw the videos. The first pass was 5,000, left 6 to 7 pounds. I didn't know how the car was going to act down the track. Obviously it hooked. I didn't realize at the time that I still had my suspension really soft from racing no prep back a while ago, before. I don't even know if I'd done the Holley and all yet, but anyways, the suspension up front was loose to let it transfer on the back, and it was all out of whack, but the car hooked and went. Like I said, that was a 650 at like 111 and change, which I'm happy with. Obviously, with a turbo car, there's a lot left on the table leaving like that, and it hooking and then, not being in boost good. So I'm satisfied with that in that kind of scenario. The second pass, I pushed it up to 5,300, to, obviously my thought was to get it to leave and not hook, not hook so hard. Part part of the problem running a slick at a radial track. But the dew, just in the 45 minutes or so between me running the first pass and the second pass, the dew started to set in some, and the car just annihilated the tires, wheel hopped. I got out of it, but then got back into it, and it planted the tire and went down the track. It saw 15, 16 pounds or so. And then the third pass, I went ahead and backed it back down. I put it on 5,000 again, and just left. I left a little bit, I think a half a pound more tire pressure, and I did have the fronts loose. I tightened the front rebound up all the way maxed. They're Viking double adjustables front and rear. So I tightened them up all the way, and the car seemed to want to stick better, but it was still, when it was hitting, it looked like it was pushing through the slick. It was crushing the slick because it was hooking so hard. So I know my clutch is still engaging like real tight, so I can slip it a little bit more and help dial in the way it leaves, and hopefully get it to kind of just go. And that's my plan the next time out. I'm going to make one pass on the way it sits to see if the suspension changes I did make, without the dew down and all, will make it hook hard. I mean, this car, before on nitrous, I don't know, any of y'all follow my Instagram, Silver Surfer _SS and everything. There's pictures on there where, it's doing a big wheelie, and, it's cut 131 on the back tires. That was nitrous, obviously. But with the turbo setup and all on it, I mean, it shouldn't have a problem cutting in the 140s and leaving in power and staying in power. So that's the next goal. The last pass, even with the pedal, it went 660 at 111 something with a 150 something. I mean, that was with a lift and a get back in it. I mean, my data log shows the RPMs like, the car hooks, it goes down some, it spikes because it spins, and then it drops again because it hooks, and then it goes. So there's a lot of potential left. I'm excited as far as that. I appreciate everyone keeping up with the car and the channel, and likes, subscribes, and all that. Hopefully I can get more consistent, and hopefully this coming up next year, I really want to go to like Streetcar Takeover in Bradenton in February, and do some events with it. I mean, I know stick shift cars are out of their minds right now. I mean, Grub Worm and that Red Coyote car, insanely fast. My buddy Wes that lives in the same town as me with Real Teal just went 7s with a nitrous stick shift car. Hard to think that I used to give him a run for his money back whenever this was a stock bottom end nitrous car, but I'm stuck with doing what I'm doing. Those guys have gotten insanely fast, and hopefully, like street stick, I think this car will fit well into. It still has a synchronized transmission. It does have a cage and all now, obviously. I mean, you can see it kind of poking out right there. But, that's safety stuff. But hopefully, like street stick, or however they're going to be splitting those classes, I can run good in the slow. It'll be a fast class, but it'll be the slower of the two. So that's kind of my goal, hopefully, to, be able to do that kind of stuff with this car. And, I just enjoy stick shift stuff. I mean, I could put a turbo 400 in it or whatever, and probably I could go 8s or something like that with this power plant. And I don't have an interest to do that. God willing, I'm healthy and able to do it for a while. I'm going to just stick shift race. And maybe one day if I, get sick and tired of it, or, want to go real fast, I'll put an auto in it, but I don't see it anytime soon. If anything, I'll get better at shifting, put a faceplated transmission in it, and maybe one day I'll cut it up like it needs to be to go real fast. But then again, who knows? I might just leave it the way it is, because I do like driving it. I drive it all the time. I mean, it's on bias plies 28s right now. I mean, I drive it to do whatever I want to do with it. But yeah, so I'm going to get on doing this again. I'm going to stay steady. I'm going to start actually getting some videos of hopefully me doing a little bit of tuning stuff and tweaking on stuff. And I need to do another walk around of the car and I know I've been rambling forever, but I appreciate anyone who's watched it this far and everything. So thanks. I'll see you on the next one.